Hi guys, so tonight we are doing another heart healthy meal, and we are going to be doing pork tenderloin. We're going to be doing a butternut squash with apples and a side of spinach. And our ingredients are super simple because if you've watched my videos before, less is more. So we have some pork tenderloin. We're going to be doing some butternut squash. We're going to be using some apples, onions. We're going to be using some garlic, some lemon. I also have some flat leaf parsley. We've got some spinach. Just simple salt and pepper. And then we're going to be cooking it in some olive oil. I also have some tomatoes from our garden. We're just going to slice them up and put a little bit of salt and pepper on them. And that is it. Alright guys, so we're ready to start our pork tenderloin. And all I'm going to do is just use about a tablespoon or two of olive oil. 1, 2. That's it. Alright guys, my favorite part is the sizzle. Alright. Perfect. Alright, like I said, we're keeping it simple, so we're just going to use a little bit of salt and pepper. That's it. And like I said, we're keeping it heart healthy. So we're just using about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper on each side. While my pork is cooking, we're going to go ahead and prepare the butternut squash. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut the bottom off. We're going to cut the top off. Okay, this is gorgeous. Just got to keep an eye on my pork. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and cut this right down the middle. You got to put a little bit of muscle into this because it's really hard. Okay. Almost there. Okay. Now I'm going to break this open. You can see this gorgeous butternut squash. Okay, now got my gut plate. Now we are just going to go ahead and scoop out these seeds. You don't have to go too deep. Just get the seeds out there. Take a look at the pork. We're good. Okay, we're going to get this gutted out there. I'm going to take the seeds all out. Okay, so we went ahead and we cleaned our seeds out. But while we're doing this, we have to keep an eye on our pork. Then I am looking now and it needs flip. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to flip this pork. And then we're going to continue with our squash. So, our next step is you cut the squash in half, take out the seeds, you need to peel it. That vegetable peeler. Just going to start peeling your squash. Super simple, guys. Alright, so we have our squash all de-seeded and peeled. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a simple chop on this. Okay, then I think that should be like a good enough size to get it all cooked. That's good. Okay guys, so our pork tenderloin is cooking, but for it to get done in the middle, I'm going to add some water, and that's going to create some steam, and it's going to make it cook a little bit better, because if we would leave it like this, I think it would go ahead and burn. So we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit of water to add some moisture and some steam to this. So that's going to add a little bit of boil, and that's going to get it cooking a little bit better. Okay, so I went ahead and chunked up my butternut squash. We're going to do the same thing with the apples, make them the same size. So I'm going ahead and I'm chopping up our garlic. I have about 4 cloves of garlic here. As you can tell, we are losing light quick. We totally timed this wrong tonight. But we have our pork going in our pan. I'm going to go ahead and we are going to go ahead and we are adding our squash to this. I was going to use 2 pans. I'm just going to use one tonight. I think it'll be really, really good to have all of the flavors all together. But right now I'm just going to add the squash. I'm going to hold off on the apples because the apples are not going to take as long to cook. So we're going to go ahead and put the squash down in here. And I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes and then we'll add our apples. Alright guys, you can see our squash is cooking. Got another about 5 minutes on this and then we'll add our apples. Alright, so like I said, I have about 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in with my squash. So we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle this right on top. Okay, and now about 5 minutes has gone by. I'm going to go ahead and add our apples. So the apples are going right in. Right on top of the squash. I'm going to go ahead and give this a stir. And then I'm going to turn my pork. Okay guys, and then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil to my veggies and fruit. Okay. Alright, like I said, we're keeping it simple with the spices. So to the squash, I'm just going to add a little bit more salt and pepper. You want to make sure you season everything as you go. But with it being heart healthy, you don't want a lot of salt. We're using the pink Himalayan salt because that is better than regular table salt. All right, so we are quickly losing light. So for our side dish, I'm doing spinach. So I am going to real quick chop up some onions, some garlic, and then we have our spinach. I'm also going to add some parsley to that. Since we're losing light, I'm going to go ahead and start chopping up my veggies to go with the spinach. Look how gorgeous that pan is right there. We have our squash, our apples, our garlic, We have our pork tenderloin cooking really, really yummy. And right now, we're going to go ahead and start chopping up some onions for our side dish. Go ahead and get me here. Okay, so we have our onions cut up for our spinach, but while our squash and apples and garlic are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop up some parsley to add to that. You just want a rough chop. You don't want too much because sometimes parsley can be overpowering. So that's it, guys. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to sprinkle this, about a tablespoon of parsley to our vegetable mixture over here. Okay, that's going to go right on top of that. I'm going to give this a stir. You guys, this is super simple. I wish you could smell this. It smells delicious. Alright, so this is cooking good, but I'm going to add about another teaspoon of olive oil. Alright guys, we have done lost our light. But our stuff is done. We're taking this off the fire. Okay guys, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. We've lost our light. I went ahead and took the pork off. The butternut squash and apples are off, and we're going to go ahead and do our spinach. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. To that, we're going to add our sliced onions. Okay, again, we're keeping it simple. Some pepper and salt. A wee little bit of salt. Okay, I'm going to give that a stir. Our pan's really hot, so it's not going to take long. Okay, to this, we're going to go ahead and add about 4 cloves of garlic. There's some leftover parsley in there, but that's okay. Oh, it smells good. Alright, so this looks like an awful lot of spinach. The spinach cooks down like really, really, really fast. So we're going to go ahead and add all of this spinach. This is 2 small bags of spinach. But like I said, it cooks down. Alright, to that I'm going to add a little bit more salt and pepper. And then we're going to go ahead and hit that with the juice of a whole lemon. And I have not de-seeded this, so I'm going to put my hand here to catch all the seeds that might come off. And you see, I put my hand down there because the seeds are coming out. but the juice is going through my fingers. Alright, I'm going to give this a stir. This should not take long. See how fast it's cooking down? Alright guys, spinach is done. Take that out of the pan. Oh, it smells amazing. I wish you could smell this. It smells awesome. Woo! That flame pot. Okay guys, follow me real quick. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is slice up some homegrown tomatoes. Okay, put that right there. Okay guys, so here we are. We have our pork tenderloin, we have our squash and apples, we have our spinach, onions, garlic, and our homegrown tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and slice this up. Let's see what it looks like here. Oh yeah. You see it's done all the way through the middle. Oh, that's really hot. It's gorgeous. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hopefully you can see this. I'm sorry we ran out of light. We're fixing to have a pretty good heart healthy meal. So, thanks for sticking with us in the dark. It's going to be delicious.